Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. Welcome back to Borderlands. Now they got most of the tutorial stuff that I wanted to talk about out of the way. Let's follow Claptrap over here and learn about where we respawn should we ever die.
Step right up. This is the new U station. When you use this device, your DNA profile is automatically identified and stored. Please activate the new U station now.
Alright, this is the respawn point. Every time you see one of these pillars with the green bottom and the green top up there, if you ever die, you'll respawn here. Now, fortunately, when you die in this game, or let me put it like this, when you run out of health in this game, you go down and you're immobilized and your vision's kind of wonky and your aiming's kind of off, and you can only use your weapons. You can't use grenades or your special ability or anything like that. But the set point, you're what I call down. You're what's called downed, or you're in what they call fight for your life mode. While you're down, you can still fight for a limited time, and if you manage to kill an enemy while you are down or fighting for your life, you get what's called a second wind, and you're automatically revived. So even if you're playing by yourself or with friends, doesn't really matter. If you're playing with friends and they go down or you go into a fight for your life, you can be picked up by your allies by just walking over to them and holding the required revival button, just like in Destiny or most other games of that sort. But if you're playing by yourself, you have nobody to come res you. But while you're down, if you kill an enemy, you res yourself, as long as you kill an enemy before the timer runs out. Hopefully, I won't have to demonstrate the fight for your life mode, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. It's going to happen eventually. But if you manage to fail to kill an enemy before your fight for your life meter runs out, you essentially bleed out and you die. And when you die, you respawn at one of these. Now, there's really no punishment for dying other than you lose some money because it costs money to respawn you. But you don't lose any ammo, you don't lose any experience, you don't lose any weapons, you don't really lose any game progress as far as the story goes either. Pretty much the only thing I've noticed is that if whatever enemy is responsible for killing you gets a full health bar. So if you're fighting a boss, and let's say you wear the boss down to like half, and he ends up killing you, and you end up dying and respawning, his health gets fully recharged. So kind of sucks on that part, but that's pretty much the only, other than money, that's pretty much the only penalty, is whatever you were fighting gets a full health recharge. Alright, let's go ahead and use this new U station here. You can in this game I don't know if you can. I don't remember if you could do this in the original Borderlands. I don't think you could, but maybe I'm misremembering. But you can change the head of your character. In this case, it's what Rick normally looks like. I can give him some extra hair. I give him some science goggles, or it makes him sort of look like Dr. Finkelstein from Night at the Museum. No, that's the wrong movie. From Nightmare Before Christmas. That means I got it wrong because both movies have night in them. Leave me alone. I know it's two drastically different movies, but still. I can put a hat on him. I can put another hat on him with a law, and then give him a really big metal jaw thing. Looks like the front of a car pasted to his face or something. I don't know. It's not bad, but I'm not going to use it, and I can't change the color of that. So I'm just going to leave it as is, but I can change the color of his outfit. I'm going to go with a black and red design like I normally do. So go black here. Let's see, where is this? This is going to be, this will be red here. And I'm going to go with black pants as well. There we go. And that's what my character is going to look like. We're not going to see what our character looks like too often, because we're going to be first-person view most of the time. But there are a few times when we'll see him, like when we get into a vehicle and stuff, you'll see him in a third-person perspective then. But for the most part, we're always going to be in first-person view, so we're not going to see this too often. But there's what I look like. You can, after you level up, you use your skill points that I was saying earlier, and using to get perks and stuff. If you don't like the way you set up your perks, you can use you can spend $115. I don't know if it's $115 now, or if it changes later. I forget if it actually changes depending on the, how much your experience you got, how much money you got, or whatever. But you can buy a respec essentially, and if you didn't like the way you set up your skills, you can respec your abilities. In case you don't know what respecing does, it takes away all of your perks, and takes the points that you applied to those perks and puts them back in the bank. So let's say you've played the game enough that you've gained 15 perk points, and you've applied them in different areas, and you decide that you didn't like the way you set them up. You use a respec. All those perks will be taken away from you. You'll go back to no perks at all, but you will gain 15 points that you can use to respec or respecialize or respecify where you put those points. So that's what the reset skill points does. And at the bottom where it says skills, that just tells you how many points you've put in the different categories of perks, and I'll show that off later once I actually get some points. So we're done with this. I'm not going to bother changing his name. His name here doesn't matter. But this is just your name. Basically, this is your save file name. So in case you make more than one of a same class of character, so say you make more than one brick, for example, you can call this one like if you want to play, let's say we want two different bricks. One that you play solo by yourself, and another one that you play online with other people, and you do co-op games and do matchmaking and stuff. For whatever reason, doesn't matter. You can call this one brick solo and call the other one brick multiplayer, or just call it multiplayer, MP. You can change the name. That way if you want to play your solo class character, you can go in with just your solo class, and it won't change your progress in the game or anything like that, because you're not going to be playing multiplayer or whatever. You go into the solo one, or if you want to go into your multiplayer one, or whatever. It's just sort of changing the name of the save file. It won't change the name of the character or anything like that. If you're playing co-op, it shows the name of your character in the on the corner of the screen. I think on the left side of the screen. Probably my face would be if I was playing multiplayer. It shows the gamer tag of that player. So changing the name of the character here won't change that either. So I could call this guy Asshole if I wanted to, and they're not going to see the name Asshole on the screen or anything like that. They're just going to see my gamer tag if I was playing online. Alright, with that actually out of the way, let's go ahead and confirm and exit. We're done with that part.
Now that your DNA is registered, you have the best in horrific death and dismemberment insurance. Should an unfortunate fatal incident occur, your new you will appear at the nearest station. Now we can head into the peaceful town of Fyrestone.
Peaceful, yeah.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's follow Claptrap. Let's go into the peaceful town of Fyrestone. Oh shit! Sorry, something stuck in my throat.
Oh no, not again!
The wheels aren't turning on that vehicle.
Are they gone? Whew. Those bandits really have it in for us Claptraps. Using us as target practice is not part of our programming. And open! Yes! Oh.
I've seen him do that. I'm going to hide over here for a second. We've got enemies coming up ahead. You don't have to worry about protecting Claptrap. He can't die or anything. You don't have to protect him or anything like that. Something I just thought of when I saw him do that. And I've played this game a bunch of times. Probably at least 50 times. Probably without exaggeration, probably at least 50 times. And I've seen him do that every time, and it's always funny. And I just now realized something, and I wonder if that's supposed to be a reference to something. For those of you who know Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, there is a blooper that stayed on the reel, actually stayed in the real movie, of when the stormtroopers into the room where C-3PO and R2-D2 are hiding in the closet. The three stormtroopers walk in. The trooper that's to the lead trooper's left and one on the right-hand side of the screen, he hits his helmet on the door because it didn't go all the way up before he hits his head on the door. I wonder if that's a reference to that, because I just now thought of that because I saw him do that, and I remembered that scene from Star Wars. I was like, I wonder if that's a reference to that, just because he hitting his head like that. That's really funny to me. If that really is a reference, that's really funny. Alright. I have no shields, I gotta do this the old-fashioned way. Alright. We'll go through and do a little still grabbing a few things here, so make sure I got plenty of ammo and health and stuff. And I'm already down to half health, and your health does not recharge without specific perks or class mods, which obviously I have nothing of yet. Only shields recharge, and obviously I have no shields yet. You can, with the exception of rocket launchers, you can actually score critical hits, which would be headshots most of the time. I mean, there are other critical points depending on the enemy you're fighting, but for the most part, everything's, especially humans, everything's a headshot. Headshots are critical points, in which obviously do more damage, and you can actually gain perks that increase the damage of critical shots. Just a second, Claptrap. Also, you might see these see this blue barrel here, and this blue one over here. There are other barrels of this type. There's some that don't do anything at all, no matter how much you shoot them. But if you see colored barrels like this, there'll be one that's blue, one that's red, one that's green, and one that's yellow. Those barrels each have an element within them. Like I said, there are elements in this game, and each one of those barrels obviously relates to those elements. So if I were to shoot this barrel, an explosion of shock damage will happen around the barrel. Obviously, same thing with the red barrels. Shoot that, you'll have incendiary damage. Shoot a yellow barrel, it'll explode more, I guess you could say, fantastically than do explosive damage to enemies around it. You shoot a green barrel, it'll explode with corrosive damage. And if there's enemies that are nearby, they can actually get inflicted with the status and conditions that those barrels inflict, just like you would if you were using elemental weapons. So if you see enemies nearby one of those barrels, shoot the barrel. It's going to do you a really good favor. Make sure you're not too close to it or it'll affect you. Yes, you can do self-damage to yourself. Grenades, rocket launchers, standing too close to a barrel that you shoot will damage yourself. Alright. Here's supposed to be our first weapons cache, even though I already opened one. Okay, well, the ammo here.
Okay, let's get this gate open.
We got a couple of crappy repeater pistols here, so nothing but loot as far as I'm concerned. Just money is all those things are worth for me, because I'm not going to use them, so I'll just sell them for money.
Seem to be damaged. Have no fear, I'm sure I can do it. This isn't working.
Keep beating on it. I'm sure it'll eventually work.
Quick, this way.
Duck. He's going to go over there. He's going to go up that thing and knock it down. Alright. I'm going to go up here first, though. Because up here, I can get a chest that hopefully has some health packs in it. Because I'm down to 25 health. Shit. No health in it. Damn it. I may do a little exploring for a minute to try to get some health. Oh, damn it. I'm not getting any health packs. Oh, shit. You can restore your health with little health injectables. There's little items you can pick up that automatically restore your health. I was hoping I'd die. That would suck. Oh, there's one. When it dropped right off that guy when I killed him. Money and health that are money, ammo, and health that are dropped off of enemies are automatically picked up when you walk over them. Weapons, gear, weapons and gear, or I should say gear in general, will not automatically pick up when you walk over them. So you shoot an enemy and say they drop a weapon, that will not automatically go into your inventory. You have to pick that up manually. But ammo, money, and health dropped by enemies will automatically be picked up once you walk up to them. But if you open up something like this, as you can, well, sometimes that does too. But if you open like a chest or something, ammo doesn't automatically go into your inventory as you've seen so far. But picking up things like this, ammo will automatically go into your inventory. This one won't because I'm already full on that type. But okay. Hopefully get one more health pack out of this box here. Nope. Okay, that's all right. Hi. As you can see, I'm getting the bar at the bottom is expanding because I'm gaining experience. I'll get to level 2 as soon as I kill this last guy. Oh, I killed that guy. Okay, never mind. Okay, there we go.
I knew you were the right choice, friend. Now go. I'll contact you again soon.
And now I am level 2. And as you see, my health is now increased to 115. It was 100. So just like any other RPG, as you level up, all your stats are increased. Your damage, your defense. You're not going to see There's no place I can actually show like your stat gains. I can't show you exactly what my damage number is or my defense number is or any of those stats, but they do increase as you level up. The only stat you're really going to notice is going to be your health. Your health will increase as you level up. Your shields will not increase as you level up unless without buying new shields. Each shield has its own base amount and will be the same regardless unless you have perks that increase the shield amounts.
Attention, citizen of Fyrestone! There is no cause for alarm! This new visitor has resolved the problem!
Well, shoot, I thought I was a goner that time. Damn bandits won't leave us alone. Had to lock the place up tight. I'll let you in. Come on. Damn it. Blasted circuits are on the fritz again. Give it a go from the switch out there, would you?
Alright, essentially by doing that, we accomplished our first mission of reaching Fyrestone, which we did. Now we need to talk to Dr. Zed. Open Building 3 in Fyrestone and meet Dr. Zed. Alright, so let's accept that mission. Now to do that, all we gotta do is...
Now that you've selected a mission, you will notice that a new icon has appeared on your heads-up display. That's a waypoint. The waypoint will tell you where you need to go, depending on what mission is currently active in your mission log.
Eventually, we're going to get more than one mission to do at a time, so you can pick mission to do. It'll tell you where you need to go. And for the most part, there's some missions where you actually have to go searching for stuff. Those are not always going to show you the exact location of the item. It'll show you like a general location of where those items are that you're looking for. But most of the time, it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do. Like in this case, I need to walk up here and press this little button. And this gentleman is Dr. Zed.
Thanks for opening her up again. The name's Zed. They don't let me cut on folks anymore since I lost my license, so now I keep the med vendors around here up and running. From the vendors, you can buy all the healing you could ever want from a real doc. Thankfully, without the vault is a myth you'll get yourself killed lecture.
Now, the reason you may be curious as to why I'm standing here when that conversation was happening. I don't know what it is about this version that I have. I don't know if it was just a one-time glitch, or well, it wasn't a one-time glitch because it happened more than once. I don't know if it's just this version, or if it's the PS4, or what it is. And for some reason, when you talk to Zed here, if you go into the building,
What is
even though that transmission starts where you talked about the vault is a myth, you get yourself killed lecture, that kind of thing. That whole line, for some reason, doesn't get played. You walk in, it'll start playing, and then suddenly cut off if you actually walk in the building. I don't know why. And it's only here, and it's only on this guy. Can't say why. Anyway, I'm going to go in and talk to him.
If you need
And essentially, we're going to be turning in the mission to talk to Zed. We've now met him. Turn the mission in. We need to open Building 3 and now talk to him. And there we go. Thanks for opening her up again. Name's Zed. They still call me Doctor, even though they don't let me cut on folks anymore. I keep the med vendors around here up and running. With the vendors, you can buy all the healing you could ever want from a real doc. Alright. Let's get our 48 experience for that. Skags the Gate. Now we got our next mission. Dr. Zed's giving us our next mission. Kill Skags and return to Dr. Zed. Skags kill 05. And here's where the story goes. Outside of Fyrestone, just past the gate and across the road, you'll find several skag dens. A skag is a vicious, four-legged creature, and they'll eat anything, including you. I want to know if you can handle yourself in a fight against some of these beasts, so head on out there and kill some of them for me. If you're still in one piece, then come on back. Alright, let's accept that mission. Grab this stuff here, maybe health. No, I don't need health because that's why I leveled up. Now I mentioned earlier that you get perks in your abilities when you level up at this on this area here. But again, we can't actually use this stuff until we reach level 4 or 5. I think it's 5. But either way, we can't actually do anything with this until level 5. So right now, all we're getting is just stat boosts for leveling up.
I'm over here! Now that we're done with all that, please follow me and I'll open the gate for you.
Alright, he's taking us to the gate. Now, the gate we're talking about is over here. This gate is obviously closed, and we need to get to the other side of that gate. You can tell by the diamond that you see right there. This is where the skag den is that he was talking about. It's on the other side of that gate. We couldn't get through that gate, so we'd have to wait for Claptrap to do this part. So, a little more story here. Oh no! Claptrap, no! And we got more company. I'm gonna kill you. I'd love just totally giving enemies.
Like he got under Nine Toes' skin. Don't worry, he'll get what's coming to him.
You did it! I knew you were the right choice. Oh, the poor little robot needs our help. Would you kindly give him a hand?
Did she really have to say, would you kindly? I'm getting some terrible Bioshock flashbacks here. Which, by the way, I found out today that it's possible that there's going to be another Bioshock game coming out. Oh, fuck, no. Infinite, stop with Infinite. Infinite was fine. Stop with Infinite. No more. Oh, well. Alright, Claptrap rescue. Perform a diagnostic on Claptrap, then find the repair kit and repair him. Claptrap has been shot by the bandits, but the damage looks minor. Perform a quick diagnostic and see if you can find a repair kit somewhere in Fyrestone. You might be able to revive him. This is kind of giving you a clue to future side missions.
I think I'm leaking. I'm leaking. There's oil everywhere.
I don't see it. All right. Anyway, throughout the game, there are going to be several Claptraps that you can find. That if you help them, they will give you rewards. Most of the time, the reward they're going to give you is going to be what's called a backpack SDU, storage deck upgrade, and that's what you use to make your backpack have more space. You can have more stuff in your backpack. All of them will give you a backpack, except this one. All of them will give you a backpack SDU. Some of them will guide you to weapons caches that were hidden and unavailable. So it's very good to actually try to find these guys and help them. So you would do just like this. You walk up to him, you hit square, you'd accept the mission.
The robot is hurt. He isn't going to last very long without attention. Why don't you look around for something to fix him up?
You walk up to him, you talk to the Claptrap, you'd accept the mission, and then you need to go find a repair kit. The repair kit is usually going to be it's in the same map, or it's always going to be in the same map. It may be a little bit farther away sometimes. If you've got the mission accepted, or mission shown on the right-hand side of the screen, underneath the map, the diamond will show you where the location of the repair kit is. You go up to it, Claptrap repair kit. It'll look just like this pink toolbox. You pick it up, go back to the Claptrap, press square to talk to the Claptrap, and done. Claptrap rescue. Rewrite a few screws, replace some burnt wiring, and judiciously applied a little duct tape. Claptrap is rolling once again.
Am I leaking?
He seems to be okay. Now is the time to get moving and play your part in the journey to come.
All right. That's you walk up to them, give them use the repair kit on them instantly, and you'll get the experience for completing the mission and get a backpack SDU from the Claptrap. And then sometimes someone will guide you to a.
I shall now continue my fascinating research on the wondrous properties of sand.
Someone will guide you to a special loot cache that you wouldn't be able to get to unless you actually rescue that Claptrap. Okay, now pretty much at this point, the game's now free and open. You're ready to play, do whatever you want. There's pretty much no more hand holding for the most part. So let's get started. There's nothing else to say.